Public Briefing Report, meeting with Prime Minister and Federal Ministers on Bill C-5, date July 17, 2025. We recently met with Prime Minister Mark Carney and members of his cabinet to discuss urgent issues impacting First Nations. While we acknowledge the opportunity to speak directly to federal leadership, many of us left the meeting with serious concerns. A key issue raised by numerous chiefs was Bill C-5, which has already been passed into law without proper consultation with First Nations peoples. Many chiefs reminded Canada that this gathering does not constitute meaningful consultation as required by law and international standards, such as the UN Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, UNDRIP. We made it clear we are spokespersons for our people, not decision makers, without their consent on matters like Bill C-5. Consultation must occur at the community level with full, free, prior, and informed consent. This has not happened. The people must be heard. There was strong pushback from several leaders, reminding the government that Bill C-5 is not supported because it bypassed the voices of the very nations it claims to impact. We reminded the Prime Minister and his ministers that our sovereignty, our treaty rights, and our territory, the land and water, must be respected. I personally reminded Prime Minister Carney about the importance of our treaties and gifted him a replica of the treaty medallion, symbolizing our nation-to-nation relationship. The treaties are not merely historical documents. They are living agreements made between sovereign nations and the Crown. They must be honored in both spirit and intent. Throughout the meeting, we sat through speeches and presentations, but we made sure to speak on behalf of our people, to defend our inherent rights, and to protect both historical and modern treaty agreements, especially the Northern Flood Agreement, NFA. We again called for Canada to recognize that the treaties are relational and enduring agreements, that Section 35 of the Constitution affirms our rights and must be the foundation for any legislative or policy framework moving forward, that NFA is alive and must be recognized, honored, and implemented, that a treaty-based Section 35 framework must be co-developed, but First Nation-led to protect and implement our treaty rights as they were intended. We reminded the Prime Minister that we cannot and will not be ignored. We will continue to remind Canada that this land is ours, these waters are ours, and that we are not simply stakeholders, we are treaty partners, sovereign nations, and the rights holders. He did say that if First Nations do not a national interest project, then it will not go through. He did admit that First Nations rights under treaty are protected by Constitution of Canada, namely Section 35. I do want to acknowledge that the Prime Minister sat throughout the meeting and didn't leave as other previous Prime Ministers and Minister had done. For that, I am thankful.